Well, when we talk about Jack Richard curriculum approaches and three designs, forward, central, and backward, what elements are involved and how Richard has classified these three designs and what sort of, approaches or principle he has drawn on in order to envisage his approaches to language curriculum design. So in order to better understand forward, central, and backward design, we need to first know what means by input, what means by process, and what means by output, and how they influence our approaches towards language curriculum design. In the previous module, we have discussed how some of the salient characteristics of forward, central, and backward design. Now we will start with input, process, and output. Well, curriculum. If you just go back and see the first few modules of this course, you will come to know the definitions of curriculum. So curriculum is in precise. It's overall plan or overall roadmap, and then it gives a course of how to do the content in a practical way, right? And input. Well, when we are discussing forward, central, and backward designs, we need to understand what implies by input and what means. Well, input refers to the linguistic content which initiates learning. For example, if you want to enhance your students' speaking proficiency, you first need to think of input, what sort of input they need, right? Where to begin? Well, the input needs to be properly arranged in a teachable and learnable manner, and this could come in the form of units, sequenced, formatted, and planned for better learning, right? And when we've got units, when we are clear about the content, the input, the result is syllabus. Well, there are various types of syllabus: grammatical, structural, notional, functional. We will discuss these syllabus types later on in this course. But here, well, the syllabus could be created by using authentic or teacher-made, teacher-tailored materials. So we've got then the approaches to syllabus design, as I said, like grammatical, notional, and functional. Okay. So in brief, input is about the linguistic content, what needs to be, where to begin for teaching a specific course. And it has its implication for forward, central, and backward design. Input, how actually teaching is processed, right? And methodology actually refers, well, we are talking about the process here. The process is about how actually teaching is done, and the result is methodology. Well, methodology involves the use of activities, procedures, and techniques. For example, the use of audiolingualism and bringing in some concrete images in the classroom and initiating learning and putting students in doing practice and putting in group work or peer work, right? Output as compared to input process refers to the learning outcomes, which could be determined over a period of time Well, for example, IELTS is an example of output, and this output could be in the form of used to enhance the communicative competence, or it could be used to develop English for specific purposes, right? Uh, and these input process output, Richard argues, have their significance for forward, central, and backward design. Once we are clear about what means by input, output, and process, we can better understand these three designs. Well, briefly speaking, forward design starts with input, moves on to process, methodology, and then output. It's a sort of very traditional and typical approach. Central design, on the other hand, starts with process, and decisions about methodology are later. Decisions about input are done later on. And backward, as the name indicates, the term indicates, starts with output, and then decisions about assessment methodology are undertaken later on. We'll continue this one with this discussion, input, process, output, and see how Richard describes these elements of, how incorporates to classify forward, central, and backward designs.